In a solemn milestone that has seen the situation spiral into unprecedented humanitarian and political turmoil, Israel's blockade of the Gaza Strip has now surpassed a harrowing 100 days. The military operations that reignited on October 7th have become one of the most prolonged and intense in the region's fraught history, leading to widespread destruction and exacerbating an already dire humanitarian crisis. The blockade that was initially presented by Israel as a necessary defensive measure against threats from Palestinian militant groups has drawn sharp criticism from the international community. Human rights organizations, multiple United Nations agencies, and various governments have denounced the actions, with some critics going so far as to suggest that the conduct amounts to acts of genocide against the Palestinians. Gaza, a small coastal enclave governed by the political organization Hamas, has been under varying degrees of blockade since 2007. The current escalation, however, stands out due to the severity and duration of the siege. The bombardment has resulted in substantial civilian casualties, disruptions to critical infrastructure, and a dramatic decline in living conditions for the 2 million Palestinians living within the Strip. The background to this issue is complex and deep-rooted, involving a long-standing conflict between Israel and various Palestinian factions that lays claim to overlapping territories. Israel maintains that its military actions are in response to security threats, including rocket fire into Israeli territory. In contrast, Palestinians decry the blockade and military actions as collective punishment and a violation of their rights. The news is particularly relevant today as the region faces a tipping point that could shape the future dynamics between Israel and Palestine. The persistence of violence and the failure to reach a diplomatic solution have underscored the need for renewed international involvement to address a crisis that threatens regional stability. As the siege hits its 100th day, international aid agencies stress the urgency of humanitarian intervention, while political leaders call for a resumption of peace talks to bring an end to the violence. The world watches with concern, hoping for a resolution that can bring peace and alleviate the suffering of those caught in the crossfire of this decades-long conflict.